I feel like it's important to establish how each of us is defining, I guess, exploitation and trafficking,
Mhm,
right? Just so we can make sure we're on the same level. So for me, exploitation is, and again, I think there's a difference between consenting and consciously consenting. And I don't know how you even go about making sure that someone is fully aware about the decisions that they're going to be making. That's a whole other animal to tackle. But when it comes to exploitation, I would say that it's being coerced into doing something, whether it's physically, mentally, even geographically. Like I've been in situations where I've had companies fly me to the UK. I show up on set, and it is not something that they know contractually that I don't do, and they are hoping that I'm going to do it. But of course, me being me, I left. But not everyone would do that. So I would say that could be exploitation. When it comes to trafficking, I would say again it has to do with consent, right? So it's, is this person a willing, happy participant or
mhm,
not? And I guess it's like the very dumbed down version of how I view those things.
mhm. No, that's exactly right. Uh,
Okay.
and yeah, the trafficking is the use of force, fraud, or coercion for the
Mhm.
purpose of a commercial sex act.
Mhm.
And when we talk about the realm of sex trafficking, and I'm in complete agreement with that definition. And unfortunately for me, well, not for me, but for these poor vulnerable women that were being preyed upon in the sex industry, it was basically the backdrop of everything that I saw. Now, I met some really great people in the porn industry. We're going to completely have differences on our lifestyle choices and values and things like that. Fine, but I really enjoyed and came to like a lot of the people that I met. Some of them I still keep in touch with to this very day. So, it's again, I don't want to be guilty of creating a caricature. I don't. It's not like every person that goes into the porn industry is some evil, you know. But so just to clarify that, but the normalization of the use of coercion as a part of like the backdrop for the production of so much pornography or the recruitment of people into it was mind blowing. Like I could not have fathomed uh, how widespread that would be. I talked to one performer who you undoubtedly know. She's a contract performer, and this was back in 2013. And we sat down together. And now, mind you, this is a contract performer, one of the rare who can actually be described as a porn star. Um,
Mhm.
and we sat down. I had not even asked a question. And I just sat there and she was sitting across from me. I was kind of like getting my audio, figured out. I just kind of like took a deep breath and then she started. And she said, "I'm going to tell you something that I've never told anybody before." And she said, "And I don't know why I'm telling it to you now, but I just feel compelled to tell you this." And she proceeded to tell me her story of getting into the porn industry, which was a story of trafficking. And again, here is somebody who's held up as the one who has chosen this, likes this, deserves this, whatever that cover narrative is that says this is all above board. She's an autonomous, empowered, liberated individual, that she fit that mold outwardly, publicly, like, and to support this cover narrative. But the reality of her own story was one of trafficking. And so
Mhm.
even in those cases that appear above board, there's so much that we don't know. And as a potential consumer of pornography, I, which, I'm not a consumer of pornography, but just uh, that fact, if I was a potential consumer of pornography, would be enough for me to go, I don't feel safe um,
Mhm.
fueling an industry in which you don't really know what's going on half the time. And so that's why I say a lot of my message is really directed at men, because it's not even so much like, why are women going into this and doing this? It's like, why do you need to cultivate your sexuality by looking at a screen, and or buying some or paying somebody to do something for you. Like, do you have a foolproof way to qualify that person's choices in life? And um, if you don't, then what does that say about you? Like that you're willing to compromise the integrity of this person through your choices.